How is this for the new studio? I like it. It's got a sock. Gotta put my sock on because I gotta go. And shoes. Shoes are very important. Be sure to put your shoes on before you leave the house. Today I'm going to Retropalooza, Houston. They have some YouTube personalities at this festival. They have video games. They have some tournaments, things like that. I think there's also a cosplay contest, which I'm a little bit underdressed for. However, I am the mother of the dragons here. So, going to go represent Game of Thrones today. Game of Thrones means Princess Leia, or these can be like my dragons up here. These are my dragons. There is a Comic-Con that comes to Houston, but this is another convention that I found out about, and there's also Fandemic, which will be coming in September. If you are interested, I will be going and I'll be doing a review there. I think Negan from The Walking Dead will be there. Daryl from The Walking Dead will be there. Glenn, rest in peace Glenn, but he has been resurrected to come out for us. As you guys know, I am a tiny bit of a cosplayer. I like to dress up. I like to create my costumes and go. Usually we go as a family and we do it kind of as a theme. If you check out my Instagram, you can see some of our previous photos. I wasn't sure if today you were allowed to cosplay, which I think at any sort of convention that has video games or movie paraphernalia, you should be able to cosplay at. Trying to harness my energy until Halloween. I'm trying to like not spread all my costumes thin this year, but I have a couple of ideas. I've never been before. This is apparently their third year, so this will be my first time visiting, and I'll do a little bit of a review. I don't know how it's gonna go. Hopefully it's good and organized. I saw that there's gonna be some artists there, t-shirt artists, graphic designers, things of that nature. Let's check this out. Bye!
2 hours later.
Apparently we live in 1976, so we have to figure out where to get cash. Just pulled up to a gas station to get cash. If you are going to the NRG Stadium at any point, please remember to bring your rock and chisel if you want autographs, because that's how they function out here, I guess. Real life, a little big budget, I think.
For the top three presses.
Literally the wall of childhood dreams. That's Mushu. Let's see who else we got in here. I think that's Ariel with like double A cup. Iago, Buzz, Jasmine. Oh my goodness. Nice. I was like, well, check them out here.
Are you guys like streamers?
Yes.
I'm gonna place these on your shoulder, right, bro? Okay. You work out? No. You look like you work out a little bit more than me, man.
That's crazy.
Wow.
These aren't just plug and play, right? Like these controllers.
These are controllers. Yes, these smaller ones are for the Neo Geo.
This is a great way to end it. Game over. Game over. I have melted. It's so hot. I literally just walked through Tatooine to come back and tell you guys about my experience at Retropalooza. A lot of the same vendors from Comicpalooza Houston were there. I think one of the soap shops, I'm not sure if I included it in the video right now, I haven't looked through the footage yet. You know, there was a pinball vendor there. Well, he has pinball vendorships, but he just had one pinball machine with him today. I've seen a lot of the artists that were previously part of Comicpalooza and part of Space City Comic Con were there. So interestingly enough, a lot of the vendors were about the same. Some of them will be there for Fandemic, which will be, I believe, September 14th through 16th in Houston. And some of them will be going to Dragon Con Labor Day weekend for dragon stuff. It's not actually dragon stuff, but I have not gone to Dragon Con yet. Overall, I would say that this was a much smaller convention than the Comicpalooza one that I went to. It was a much smaller scale. They're just starting out. I think this is their 3rd year, and I do remember when I went to Comicpalooza when it started its 3rd year, it was about the same size, so maybe they're working their way up. I don't think they had enough guests or activities. Like I said, a lot of the vendors were vendors from other shows previously. Overall, it was enjoyable. It's always good to get out there and talk to people about the same passions that you have. I did get to talk to somebody, they have not seen Star Trek Discovery, by the way, shout out to Star Trek Discovery. It's on CBS, and I think everybody can watch the pilot for free, but then you have to get the streaming service. It is excellent. If you enjoyed any of the Star Trek, you know, Next Generations, the original, would highly recommend it. I love the visuals, the storylines are great, the characters are well-rounded. There's been a lot of changes, like the Klingons look very different now than they did before. I don't know, before they used to kind of look more, I would want to say like Khan/Mongolian style. Now that they are a lot more aggressive looking. I know in the middle during the Next Generation, Worf had more of like, the best way to describe it I guess was like a turtle shell, kind of like creviced head. And yeah, if you aren't looking for a new show to watch and you are into Trek stuff, definitely check out Star Trek Discovery. I believe it's $10 a month for the subscription, but you could probably binge watch it in a week. And the reason I say that is because it's free for a week. You can try the CBS streaming service free for a week. So if you have a week coming up where you're doing nothing except wanting to watch like Star Trek stuff, that's a great way to spend your week. Like I said, overall it's great. It's just too hot here in Houston, Texas. Like my buns are melted. Like these are not buns of steel. These are buns of melted butter now. This is ridiculous. If Houston wants to hold any more cons, please, for the love of my hair, look at all this. Look, there's just hair debris everywhere. If Houston would like to do their cons maybe closer to the August, September, October time, I would greatly appreciate it. As for the cosplay, there were not too many cosplayers here. At Comicpalooza, there's a ton of them here in Houston. But here, there was maybe a handful of them. I included them in the video. Here or there, the couple that I did see. Great place to pick up old gaming systems. They had a lot of Sega Genesis, N64s. They had special edition versions of some of the PlayStations, the original PlayStations there. A lot of games I have not seen in a while. I'm sure that you saw there was the Jurassic Park one, which I love, personal favorite of mine. I saw the original Mario Party 2, which is still retailing at $45. Should show you how great that is. Saw Paper Mario, saw a bunch of things I haven't seen in a long time. So it's always good to go to these cons to kind of remember the history of how far we've come in media and gaming, and you know where we're going. There were some authors there too. I remember last time I went to a con and somebody was telling me that she does like elf erotica novels. There was like this like sexy like orca dude like standing in the front, and then there were like all these like elvish ladies in the, yeah, so if you're into that, they apparently have elf erotica out there. I'm not judging you, I'm just trying to get the image of that sexy orca out of my orc. I guess not an orca, I guess an orca is a whale. A sexy orca would be kind of cute. Thanks for stopping by, I appreciate it. If you are in Houston and you do have a knowledge of other cons that are around in the Texas area, or maybe places that you've been before that you think would be great for me to check out, or some of our other subscribers to check out, be sure to mention them below. If you're new here, I would love a subscribe button. What is that? How do you even do that? Like, and the thumbs up, because thumbs down is really rude. It's why did you click the thumbs down, sir? I hope you have a great end to your weekend and you have a great week coming up, and I'll see you guys soon. I guess appropriate goodbye would be get you a girl that can do both.